Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. I quit drinking soda almost 20 years ago now. In fact, later this year I'll be celebrating my 20th anniversary of not drinking soda. And I cut out a lot of things out of my diet soon thereafter. Now, I was working on my PhD. I was 22 years old, and a classmate of mine asked me how I could afford to eat healthy. We were making the same amount of money, and he was a little puzzled by how I was able to eat healthy. And I thought to myself, that's odd. I cut things out of my diet. I didn't add things to my diet. And then I watched him put his life savings into the vending machines, spend it at Starbucks, at McDonald's, and he's asking me how I afford to eat healthy. Well, if he did nothing else other than just stop putting his life savings into the vending machine, right, and do nothing else to his diet, right, that would have been a good start. Now, fast forward 15 years later, I was telling my coworker about intermittent fasting, and he asked me, how do I find time to fast? Well, that's interesting. A lot of times I don't have time to eat, and he's asking me how to find time to fast. It just goes to show that you have to change your default mentality, right? If your default is eating, not eating is a task, you have it backwards, right? Not eating should be the default, and eating something should be the task, right? But it goes to show that try to make it so that you default to something that you want to do, right? Whether it be not eating, whether it be saving money, whether it be getting enough sleep, or in recent times for me, doing bismuth art, right? That's the default for what I do after work, right? If I want to do anything else after work, I have to give up the bismuth, right? It's not I give up other things to do bismuth art, right? Lately I've been changing that philosophy. Whether it's to the better or to the worse, we'll have to see. But lately it's been working very well for me, although I did burn myself a couple of times, right? So by default, do the right thing. And yes, you can indulge in it a little bit, but try not to treat that as the default option. Change the perspective, right? By default, go out by yourself, right? And occasionally you meet the right person, you can splurge a little bit and indulge a little bit, right? By default, eat the right stuff, right? And if you want to splurge a little bit, if you want to indulge a little bit, go ahead, but that shouldn't be the default option, right? This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum, 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 bum.